It's prime time. It's prime time. Talk TV. Talk TV. We're letting you know.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's your man Prime Time, and you already know you're on Prime Time Talk TV. And yeah, I'm back at you with another good video, and you already know the routine. Once you enter my house, wipe your feet off, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and smash the bell icon so you can be notified the next time I drop these next latest and greatest videos like these.
For Prime Time.
To this day.
Oh man, let's go ahead and jump on into this video, shall we? How about Errol the Truth Spence? Oh man, you know, it's crazy that he took out all this time to try and make this fight work with Terrence Bud Crawford so that he could acquire the other belt, the last belt. You know, it's just sad. It's really sad. But what I can tell you right now, I know what you've been waiting on. You've been waiting on to hear about this other news that's happening, and that is Jaron Boots Ennis. Yeah. How about his dad went on and signed a petition for the IBF championship fight between Errol the Truth Spence, the unified champion, versus Jaron Boots Ennis. Oh man. And I'm telling you right now, if you were mad about Crawford versus Errol Spence, well, I tell you what, you know, everybody's still upset about it, but I tell you this right now. Hey, Jaron Boots Ennis is Terrence Bud Crawford, if you ask me. He's the younger version of him, if you ask me. The boy fight both ways, southpaw orthodox, just like Terrence Crawford. He's a switch hitter, good defense, haven't even been past a couple rounds with anybody that he fights. He demolishes guys from different angles and different ways, different patterns. Look, if you thought the Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence was a fight, this right here has got to be number 2 mega fight. And the only reason why I say number 2 is because Boots don't have the belt that Crawford has. That's the only difference. For real. Honestly, I think Boots may be more dangerous than Crawford, if you ask me. Because, you know, Boots done fought the same guys that, you know, some of the same guys that Errol fought and Crawford fought, you know, and he demolished them guys fast. And then you can say, oh, well, he ain't fought, you know, top level competition and yada. But you can arguably say Terrence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis have fought the same competition, if you ask me. Now, looking right along to the forward part of it, Jaron Boots Ennis' father put in a signed petition for the IBF championship. Because, hey, if Errol Spence ain't fighting Terrence Crawford, then the next best thing is, honestly, to fight Jaron Boots Ennis. That right there is arguably one of the fights I guarantee you everybody would watch that did not know that they could watch. You know what I mean? Look, we didn't even think this was a possibility because we were looking at Terrence Bud Crawford versus Errol the Truth Spence, period. We were looking for an undisputed match. You know, Clarissa Shields did an undisputed match. Devin Haney did an undisputed match. But for some odd reason, you know, Errol Spence was in a car accident, thrown from a Ferrari, and then he goes right into a fight with Danny Garcia. Beats Danny Garcia right after that. Then he gets in the ring, you know, with Sean Porter and beats him. Or we're not with Sean Porter, with Yordenis Ugas, and beats him worse. You know, this guy get in a car accident, and honestly, he's fought harder and better competition than Terrence Crawford has without an accident, without any horrific tragedy in his life that we know of. Now, you know, yeah, you can argue, oh, well, Bob Arum was holding him down and yada. Well, what's holding him down now? Why didn't he sign to fight Errol Spence? Why? That's that's the crazy part of it, and, you got little bits and pieces of people hinting, saying that the fight wasn't ready, it hadn't marinated enough. Some people says it marinated too much. They don't even want to see it no more, But I tell you what, if we see this Errol Spence versus Jaron Boots Ennis, that will prove to the world if Errol Spence can truly hand a two-way switch hitter. Huh? Both sides of the coin, y'all. If Errol the True Spence beats Jaron Boots Ennis, where does that put him in your mind as far as beating Terrence Crawford? If he beats Jaron Boots Ennis easily, where does that put Errol Spence in your mind against Terrence Crawford? If he disposes of a switch hitter that's younger and more feistier and probably more accurate than Terrence Crawford and gets hit less than Terrence Crawford, then what could you say? What could you say? Besides, hey, I want to still see the fight. You want to see if experience can beat Errol, but, Now, the other side of the coin is that, hey, what if Boots actually beats Errol Spence and takes his belts? Oh, man, that would put the world upside down in boxing. For real. Because you know what would happen? We would first, in history that we're documenting, that we know of in this era, two switch hitters could be in the ring with each other, fighting each other for undisputed. See the headlines now. Terrence Bud Crawford versus Jaron Boots Ennis for the undisputed world championship in the welterweight division. Good God, that joint would be dope. It would be. But the question is, first of all, are we going to get this IBF match? Because we didn't get the Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence undisputed welterweight championship match. Is that what they got in mind? Do they want to basically show how Errol Spence would match up against a switch hitter first before he fights the switch hitter that got the WBO championship belt, the only belt that Errol Spence need to complete his undisputed reign? Is that it? They're saying that, and the boxing community want to know, when is it going to be ready? Why isn't it ready now? What happened? Does PBC not have the money to pay Terrence Crawford? Rumors surfacing that PBC and Al Heyman don't have the money and the funds available to pay for what they wanted to pay. And that's why they lost the fight to this Black Prime Boxing app. Is that it? Did Terrence Crawford know that, hey, they need time to come up with their money? And I might as well take this money? Is that the problem? Is that the issue? Well, I tell you what, it's going to be interesting to see what the IBF reports on if they accept this petition that Jaron Boots Ennis Team put out. Because Jaron Boots Ennis Team, man, they got interviewed, one of the guys on Jaron Boots Ennis Team got interviewed, and boy, did he go in. He said, man, if Errol Spence had to pull this mess and fought a Adesanya, the world would have tore his name down, But he was saying that, because it's Crawford, Crawford fans are making excuses for the choices he made. And I'm like, oh, snap. They really went in. They basically like, Crawford ain't that dude, look at who he fought and look at how he fought him. And dude, he went in and said Errol Spence was in a horrific car accident and he fought better competition after the car accident than Terrence Crawford pretty much fought his whole career. I'm like, oh, shots fired. Shots fired. Get low. Get low. Oh, man, it's crazy out here in this boxing world. For real, you're getting so many opinions from so many different people. And the sad thing about, I think, Crawford's career is that I'm going to tell you his main issue with me that I've seen, outside looking in with Terrence Crawford is honestly, he's just not vocal enough. He's not vocal enough to keep the attention of the fans the right way. He says stuff when he wants to. He's kind of like one of those introverts. You know what I mean? I get it. But for this sport of boxing, you really can't afford to be an introvert. You gotta speak to people. You gotta talk to people. You gotta, let people in your world for them to want to follow you and become a true follower and fan of your career. Which, hey, don't get it twisted. Terrence Crawford got a bunch of fans, ton of fans, He got a whole state of Omaha, Nebraska behind him. But what I tell you, though, about maintaining your fans. And that's one of the things I think Terrence Crawford has not done correct. He has not maintained his fans in a way to keep them engaged, to keep them, on a horizon of greater things. Hey, I don't, knock nothing that brother has accomplished. I love Terrence Crawford. But as of late, these dramas with setting up the fights and things of that nature is getting old to fans. And that, I think, is the only part I hope soon that Terrence Crawford can rectify and start being more open and talking to the fans so that we'll know what we need to know and we won't have to assume and think the worst. So anyway, I love all these boxers, these fights, Crawford, Errol Spence, Boots Ennis, all these guys. Hey, look, I want to see them all fight. I know y'all all want to see them all fight. So I'm going to stay up to date with everything. Just, the routine. If you want to find out the latest and greatest news in boxing and any other sports, you already know the routine. When you leave my house, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, smash the bell icon so you can be notified the next time I drop these next latest and greatest videos here on Primetime Talk TV. And I'm on social media everywhere. Definitely go to the website, primetimetalktv.com, and copy some merch. All right, y'all. Peace, love. I'm out till next time.